Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're going to be diving down into the charts for Bitcoin to take a look at what has been going on most recently with BTC. As we get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you are going to be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, with all of that said, done, and out of the way, let's jump on down into the desktop and take a look at what is going on here with BTC. Okay guys, we're going to really start things off by taking a look at what is going on with our hourly chart. I want to talk through what this is looking like right now and what I think actually we might invalidate this move and what this might mean slightly longer term. But we're going to start with this hourly chart and really work through it, okay guys? So we obviously have this invalidation point just up here, okay? So this is basically the origin of our A wave to the downside. Now this comes in about $45,817. So we are looking at, invalidation all the way up there. Now, obviously where we are right now, this is right at this point. And I've highlighted this for a very specific reason. This is actually the 0.618 of the A wave down, right? So this entire A wave just over here, this area that we've currently just revisited and found rejection on is the 618 and the 702 of the Fibonacci retracement tool on this area. This is actually an area that we could potentially see a bounce on. So I did really want to kind of just call out this particular area as an area of interest to us. It might mean that this is where we actually start to see a bit of a pullback before the continuation to the upside, the big surge to the upside. So really wanted to kind of call that one out. And obviously this has a C wave target coming down all the way here at about 40,195, right? So should this be the turning point and this this pullback, it should take us down into this range if we do not invalidate it first, okay? So that's kind of the premise on that one. Now, the stochastic RSI, this actually does support a deeper move, so we can of course see a pullback happening here on our hourly chart. That's very, very possible. As we can see with this A wave, right, we actually had a reasonable, decent kind of pullback here, small push to the upside, and then further correction, effectively taking us from overbought to oversold to overbought to oversold again, right? So it's important that we acknowledge that it's not going to be just a straight line to the downside. There would be a bounce involved. It would more than likely be something like that, something that we'd actually seen over here with this A wave. Okay, so and this is the most probable area, the 1-to-1 ratio. Of course, I think there's something else that is also worth noting here with Bitcoin, right? And I'm going to get into this by just zooming in a little bit, and I'm actually going to remove some of these. I think we've kind of covered that. We don't need to actually take a look at it in too much more detail than that, right? So what we'll do is we'll remove the Fibonacci retracement tool there as well. Okay guys, so this is the recent move here for Bitcoin, and one of the things I think is really important to kind of note here is that this actually is an impulsive break, okay, an impulsive break to the upside. And we can grab that fib, and again we're going to run this from the high point to the low point of our starting position just here, transpose this over into this low point, and we can see that we actually went above the 1.382 area before getting an impulse move up past 1.618, and it continued actually going up here a little way longer. Now, what does this actually mean? It means this is a longer term move than just a shorter term correction move, right? So we're not just talking a short ABC, but we're talking, a 5-wave count. So from here, we can actually acknowledge that this is potentially wave 1, wave 2, and all of this is wave 3, with a wave 4 pullback still to come, and then a 5th wave higher. Now, we don't know how deep this pullback is likely to be just yet, but again, we can, do some wave counts in here to make sure everything aligns, which of course we do have, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in there, and again, we have the ABC correction. It's actually right here, A, B, double top, and C, which is overextended, and then up on this one, we also have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 is all of this move here, wave 4, and then wave 5, right? So we have 5, 3, 5. We expect to see here an ABC correction, and then I'm expecting 5 additional waves in here to get us in that completed move. Now, I don't know where this is likely to go until we actually start to get this ABC correction first, right? So this fifth wave, it could be down here, it could be up here, and we don't know, okay? And obviously invalidation comes in at $45,815, right? So we've still got quite a bit of work there to kind of map out on what that looks like, okay? So really worth kind of just noting here that we are expecting a pullback that would correct the stochastic RSI, and then from there potentially finishing that fifth wave to the upside. Invalidation for this fourth wave cannot cross wave one, so right there we are talking about $43,000. Anything lower than $43,000, and it's more than likely, well, it is invalidated, and we are more than likely tumbling down into this C wave low. Okay, so two different possibilities here, and the impulsive break to the upside, if it does not cross 45,815, then effectively your B wave just goes up, and our C wave here goes up a little bit as well, but we still expect to come down lower than we were in our A wave. Okay, so a couple of things worth noting there on our hourly chart. So obviously now we know, what's going on with the smaller time frame. It's very important that we also acknowledge what is going on with the slightly larger time frames. What is going to be going on with the 4 hourly? What's going to be going on with the daily chart, right? So let's actually jump up into our 4 hourly chart right now. And for the most part, this actually shows you the moves a little bit clearer. We have 1, 2. We haven't had that fourth wave pullback just yet. We can kind of see that on the 4 hourly chart here, and then we look to progress to the upside. We can also acknowledge that this could be a bounce in terms of the larger ABC move to the downside, but with this impulsive break, it would actually take quite a bit to invalidate that move. So that's actually quite encouraging here for Bitcoin. Now, as I bring this up into, actually before I do, I just want to acknowledge that we need a correction on our 4 hourly chart, right? We're heavily overbought like we are with our hourly chart. Now, the 8 hourly is moving up, so again you can anticipate that we are likely to have a small pullback here with wave 4, and then a surge for wave 5, and then from there the inevitable, you'd have a slightly deeper ABC correction that would follow, and again it could be an ABC that goes down massively, or or not, right? Too soon to really say for sure here on the 8 hourly. And as we come up into the daily though, we are still really high on that stochastic RSI, and as a result of that you can actually acknowledge what's going on here. If I actually just pull this down a little bit, we have all of this kind of corrective action. Now if I actually come up over to Bitstamp on our daily chart, you get a bit of a flavor as to what I've been drawing up here. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4 being complete, wave 5 going out towards $48,806, right? And that's the minimum 1.618 retracement here on this particular pullback. So this is actually really encouraging. We have all those micro movements going on, and inside here you would expect to see 5 waves to the upside, and we're only really just starting this. So the daily chart here, it does look like it needs to have a wave 2 correction. That would allow this to continue to drop back. And again, we're not talking massively. We shouldn't drop down lower than $41,000 at this point, and that's quite a good encouraging sign for the rest of the crypto market to kind of stabilize a bit, some accumulation in wave 2 before moving on up. And again, this is what a wave 2 would look like, a small dip and then you surge on up. So if we are in fact tracking 5 waves inside here, this being wave 1, wave 2 potentially pulling back a little bit, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5 taking us up towards $48,800, right? So some pretty encouraging stuff going on with Bitcoin here. And then obviously you'd have that slightly larger pullback of the ABC to kind of take into consideration this entire impulsive move to the upside. And again, you'd run that up into a weekly chart, and all of that here effectively would mean it's just an A wave or one wave. A wave 2 would then follow, potentially taking us down into those low ranges that a lot of people are talking about, $37,000, and then a surge to the upside into new all-time highs. And again, that's all speculative stuff. We haven't got a huge amount of data here on the weekly chart for this new trend that's setting, but there is a trend here. I do not anticipate going down lower than origin, $32,000. I was calling out 31, but it appears that actually we just went down into the $32,000 range, didn't go down any lower, which is fine. We're a little bit off the target, but it is what it is. And we can now look at this as potentially a start of a wave 1, a wave 2 to pull back, a wave 3 going up, a wave 4, and a wave 5. And that's really what Bitcoin's looking at on the larger time frames, the weekly and of course the monthly views, right? And if I come back over to the one that we've been looking at quite heavily, and you can see all this kind of resistance that we'll be up against on that journey to the upside for Bitcoin. But ultimately, I am looking at this and thinking this is a a zigzag sideways fourth wave, and with that fifth wave actually going up to a 1.618, that being $114,000. So when we talk about that impulsive move from this lower range here, a wave 1, wave 2, a really nice overextended wave 3, a wave 4 pullback, and then up into that final 5th wave. And again, that should actually end the bull run at that point, because when we zoom out, guys, we actually have been analyzing this all the way from over here, which actually started in December of 2018. Good surge up, March crash 2020, surge for wave 3, pull back into wave 4, and now we're looking for wave 5. So again, you know, I could be off here, but it looks like everything's tracking quite nicely. It's an impulsive move based on wave 1, transposed over into wave 2. We actually went above the 1.618, not too far. We didn't go up any higher than that. The wave 4 pullback then shows us with our target of $114,000. Again, that's the minimum threshold. It's possible that it does go higher, but again, that's kind of what we would be looking at on the shorter time frames, building up into this weekly view into a much larger play, again talking anywhere, you know, higher than $114,000 BTC. So obviously, you know, we can get carried away taking a look at all of these waves after wave after wave, and you can see we've been analyzing it for a while, right? On this hourly chart, but all of these plays on this hourly chart, they actually account to what is going on with the 4 hourly. What is accounts for what's going on with the 8 hourly chart, the daily building up into the weekly, and everything, guys, is playing out quite nicely here for Bitcoin. And if you're ever in doubt, do zoom out, pay attention to that weekly view and understand what's going on that weekly chart, right? We've got good progress so far. The zigzag has been painful for a while, and many altcoins have been bleeding out during this entire pattern here. But ultimately, we are what I believe to be very, very close to the bottom, if not the bottom's already come in. And we are surging to the upside. So guys, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found this video useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you are going to be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all of that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.